just because you can doesn't always mean you should. Hi, welcome to Putting on a Better Face with me. I'm Aunt Angel, ZGALA, and this is the part of the day where I try to make my face look better and ramble at you a little bit about what's on my mind. And what's on my mind this morning is, well, for one, it's Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm grateful that you are you and I am me, and we're all in this together. For two, I've been wondering what's up with the way that marketing has shifted. I pause there because it's always shifting. I know, I'm just complaining. And a complaint is a poorly articulated desire. So let me see if I can do better with that. My desire is that we bring ourselves back into coherence and check in with, I was going to say maybe morality and ethics, like that what's really right? What do we really want? Back to, what I just started to do with complaining, right? And let me back up and tell you what set me off on this train of thought was I was doing my work as one does, and I've been on a freshly inspired kick to get myself into flow state and stay there, and I was doing pretty good. And then I took a short, I hesitate there because I don't know if I took a short break or a short break took me, but the next thing I knew, I found myself down one of those social media rabbit holes that are so prevalent these days. And I got enticed by a sponsored ad, just like that, as one does. And the ad was by a doctor guy who's talking about money and law of attraction, lots of good stuff that resonates with me. And I mean, at this stage, I have certainly been around a few blocks, as they say. So I'm pretty familiar with most everything that's out there. And I often look into things under the guise of researching what other people are doing and offering, even if I think I'm already familiar with the content. This particular sponsored ad that caught my attention just a little bit ago was by a man that's been around a while. I've seen him before. I'm not real familiar with his work, however, and he was offering a Thanksgiving special for a $3 thing. And of course, we all know that those offers are meant to get you on a list and try to upsell you. I am in business. I do upselling as well. And so it wasn't surprising when after I decided, yeah, heck, even though I'm broke and I don't need any new things, $3 is affordable enough. And he had a little spiel in the ad about how he was, trying to get us to take action and, said all the right things. And so I went ahead and whipped out my credit card for the $3 sign up while I was really not even having time to get into the content, but drawn in by the ad, right? So, of course, in typical fashion, as soon as I did that, it started to try to upsell me. And it went through about, it was a landing page funnel, as they're called, that went through about 6 layers of upselling, which I didn't even bother to listen to because because for one, I was in a hurry a little bit. I mean, like I was already in the middle of something else. And for two, I am just about fed all the way up with that crap. And that's what sparked me to talk about it here, because this was a person who is resonating with the fact that we're all interacting, that we're all, interconnected, that energy matters, that intention matters. And yet he's utilizing this old paradigm framework that relies heavily on the assumption that we all know there's a little dishonesty going to go on. We all know that there's some manipulation going to go on. And, I'm just done with that way of marketing. I have online, I say I have, There's an online coach who I've been following for a while for free that I've only paid for a little of her content. That her name is Simone Soul, by the way. I like her a lot. I highly recommend, even though I have not given her very much money. I might spend the $100 on the special that she's offering this weekend. And again, not that I need it, not that I don't know what is probably in, like all these leaders, including myself, we're not really offering anything new. We're packaging things differently, but where I think the differentiation and the opportunity lies is in that framework. When we go with that old paradigm of just going ahead and assuming that you should know better, it's sort of like blaming a woman for getting raped because she wore something provocative, right? To me, it's a very similar thing. It's going like, well, you should have known that there was a whole spiel coming. And I did, but I'm still disappointed. And I'm not going to stay in disappointment long. Instead, I'm going to transmute, alchemize that into excitement about the clarity, because I do see that that's presented to me as an opportunity. And the reason I'm sharing with you is because we are all getting these opportunities all the time. The opportunity to choose to be victimized and turn into like complaining mode and just add to that energy, or to use it for clarity and to say, you know what, I do not want to participate in this victim, perpetrator, martyr, low energy cycle anymore. I am going to rise above it. I gave the man the $3 because I was interested in that. Not, I am well aware that the $3 was not the point and won't make a big difference to him or I, and that the point was to get me into the mailing list cycle, and I was perfectly happy to do that. I did that knowing it. Where I got unhappy or let me reframe again, see if I can keep it, is where I see that there was an opportunity for me to grow, and where I am stepping into it. Clarity is that I think that methodology is old and busted, and we need to make room for the new hotness, as they say. And the new hotness is authenticity. Money is changing value so rapidly that it's sort of highlighting. Now, on the one hand, we all need it more and more and more to survive. It's kind of the nature of money. And on the other hand, there's this always this churning up opportunity to realize the real value behind the money, which is exchange, which is relationship, which is how we help each other see ourselves in each other and through each other. It's a process. I'm not saying I got it all figured out, that's for sure. But I am excited to share my excitement, I guess, in the context of feeling a complaint coming up and then shifting that to an appreciation. And that feels apropos for this Thanksgiving holiday. I'm getting out of hand on the wrinkles and the black paint here, just to demonstrate how sometimes goal stacking, well, I was going to say it doesn't work out so well, but the truth is I could have done that even if I wasn't goal stacking, so that's not fair. I'm still a fan of goal stacking, which, by the way, is different from multitasking, but is where you line up multiple goals at once, and the popular expression, kill two birds with one stone, which I think is a archaic and outdated and not so useful phrase anymore, but nonetheless, here I am bringing it to the table again. And that's kind of how it goes. We're figuring this out together. It's a process. I like to share and evolve out loud because I find it helpful when other people do that. I really do believe we are all one, and we are all reflections of each other and ourselves in each other. And so I feel compelled to share when I see what feels like a transcendent leap of sorts, or an opportunity taken to shift, which, by the way, is the title of the book that I'm working on right now, The Shift. And it is about these ongoing prevalent moments to take that opportunity to pause and shift our energy, and rather than cycling and spinning around in the same level of frequency, when I catch myself complaining or criticizing, I am learning to recognize that that's an opportunity to dig a little deeper at what's my underlying desire. There's some desire that I'm having that I'm not articulating well, and instead I'm roaming around in these lower vibrations, and it's coming out as a complaint or criticism. And when I can pause and shift, which is at the heart of this book that I'm working on, describe that process. So simple, and the book won't be a very long book because it really is that simple. Then we can get to all the other tools and the bigger books and the longer stuff and the details, right? But I do think, I already did this one. I think I wanted to share because I think that the more we all do this, pause and shift from that spinning around in that cycle of being dissatisfied by something and then complaining about it, and then just feeling victimized by it, and then maybe complaining to others, and then they go like, oh yeah, I have the same complaint, and we all, loop around in our complaints. Instead, we can begin to get curious, like, why am I feeling that way? And then what's my desire under this feeling? What do I really want? What do you really want? When you can get to that, not in a, it gets tricky. I say it all the time, and I'll probably not done saying it. It's tricky out there. But it doesn't mean we shouldn't keep doing it. That's what I think. The end result, when you can take that opportunity and be curious and come to some like higher frequency, higher vibrating conclusion, instead of just mulling around in the complaint section, feels like 100x better. That's what I'm trying to get across. Yes, it can feel satisfying to complain and just be like, but for how long? Like, at some point, it just gets old. It's sort of like a 2-year-old throwing a tantrum, right? At some point, you just wear yourself out. You use all your energy up, and you didn't really get anything good done. You didn't really get to another level. So I invite you, I'm trying to find the right glasses here. I invite you to try that out with me and leave me a comment if you've done that recently, or if it's new concept to you or old hat and you're like, got some new tips for me. I welcome that very much. I look forward to sharing more of this book. I'm deep into my 3rd draft and hopefully going to be sending it to an editor soon. So I welcome your thoughts and want to express my gratitude for you being you and you allowing me to be me. And by your showing up here and watching me on this channel, you help support my endeavors to encourage more people into this kind of energy. So thank you for that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out the description for ways you can connect with me. And above and beyond all else, stay curious, stay courageous, stay free. Ciao for now, Braveheart. Happy Thanksgiving.